This is Keke. Hi one, hi all, hi you. It's me, Keke, and today me and my mother Sharon, you know you love when me and your girl Sharon get into it. We are going to run the gamut of thoughts, ideas, emotions, all while covering some of the biggest news stories from the last month. Honey, we are getting into the tea today, all right? So sit back, relax, and enjoy this ride. Just buckle up slightly. It might get bumpy. Now, September has been a very interesting month, Sharon, don't you think?
Yes, I do. I think it has been very interesting.
A lot has gone on, not just in the public, pop culture world, but also in our lives. I just went on tour, girl.
Yes, and it was fabulous. We had a great time. We were in Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, New York, Chicago. We ended in Chicago, Oakland. Where else did we go?
I think you named it all. But what was your favorite moment on the tour?
Oh my goodness. There were a lot of favorite moments. I think I enjoyed Dallas. I think Dallas for me was the first show that everything went really well. There was no
Yeah,
problem.
yeah.
And Chicago, especially
Chicago
when
is
you were
definitely
up
my
there and you
favorite.
said, yeah, and you were like a little girl from Robbins, and it's like, yeah, and everybody went crazy, and yeah, that was great.
That was so much fun. Yeah, I really loved every single tour. Every single city we went to on the tour for different reasons. Even with
Yeah,
the technical difficulties we
yeah,
had in Houston, it was a fun moment because the crowd was there clapping along while I
it
was
was great.
singing. We had another moment, I think, like that in,
Right.
I don't know if it was Dallas or where I was, but another moment, and then the audience was singing with me while I was singing Bottoms Up, sang almost the first whole half till we got the electric stuff
Yes,
up.
yes,
So even when there were bad things, or the
yeah,
show didn't go according to plan, it was still a fun time. And I always love a moment to really see
it
how I'll
was.
respond under pressure because that sometimes that's where I do my best work.
It was so good. It was good.
And it was really cool also on the tour to really get into just the kind of show that I want to do, because I haven't toured in a really long time. And obviously,
Yeah,
I've evolved so much as an artist since my first tour when I was 13, So Uncool. I still love that album and
yeah,
love what that meant to me. But as an entertainer, I started to really kind of incorporate everything I
yeah,
want into a show where it's not just music, but it's conversation. It's having fun playing games with the
yeah,
audience. It's just more of a
yeah.
performance that includes kind of all the things I love to do. So that for me was also really cool. It was just the research as an artist that allowed me to see what more I want to add into my show.
Yeah, so many people were coming up to me talking about the podcast. Every city, they would go, I was just listening to you on the podcast. I was like,
That's
okay,
so
pretty
funny.
cool. So they
Yeah,
really
people
liked
definitely
that.
love you from the
They really loved,
podcast.
no, the tour was great.
And then, of course, baby Leo being on tour with us. That was so insane. Going to the airport with him, now he's 7 months. He's not as easy on the planes anymore, but we've now figured out a way to get it down to some sort of science.
What is the problem? What's the problem?
He's bored. Yeah, he's bored. That's the problem. He's bored.
Yeah.
He just wants to do stuff and he wants to be entertained. So it's like either I got to put on Coco Melon or I got to walk up and down the aisles. Like there's so many things that I have to do in order to keep his attention. Back in the day, I would just pop out my boob and he would be asleep.
Right.
But now it's like the boob ain't even doing the trick no more. He needs all around. He need me to put on a
You
tour
gotta,
for
yeah.
him.
Yeah, he definitely wants to be entertained, that's for sure.
Okay, so let's get into some of the pop culture in the news storylines for this month, okay? We done had some good time talking about tour. Can't wait to go the next time. For all you listening that made it, thank you so much for coming. And for those of you that couldn't make it this time, I'll see you next time. But first story up that I want to get into is it's giving me tea upon tea upon tea upon tea, Miss Lady.
Uh-oh.
Because so the football player, I don't know his position because I'm not that good, right? But he plays football. He actually has a brother in the NFL with him. His name is Travis Kelce. Are you familiar with the name?
I am. I am familiar with the name, yes.
So Travis Kelce was with a girl named Kayla Nicole. I think they were together at least over 5 years. She's like a social media influencer, and people really were into them. They were into them because They were young and they were cool. They were hip looking. They're both very attractive, but also because they were kind of like a popular interracial couple in the forefront. You know, he's a young football player and has a lot going for him, and she's a gorgeous young black woman, and they seem to have real love.
Right.
So all of a sudden, they broke up. You know, they wasn't together no more. Right. No big thing.
Right.
I think a lot of people were excited to see who they stepped out with next. To see if they were really done, or to see if they were, you know, what they were gonna, if they weren't gonna end up with each other after being together for so long, who was they gonna end up with?
Right. People being nosy.
People being nosy. And you know, to everyone's surprise, the next girl that Travis got interested in was literally nothing like, I mean, I don't know their personalities, right? But I mean, definitely on the outside in terms of optics, doesn't seem like a similar vibe of Kayla or the past girls that he used to date. Right. And her name is Taylor Swift.
All right.
I just thought it was awesome how everybody in the suite had nothing but great things to say about her. You know, the friends and family. She looked amazing. Everybody was talking about her in great light. To see how, you know, Chiefs Kingdom was all excited that she was there, that was absolutely hysterical. And it was definitely a game I'll remember.
Girl, Travis done hit the internet with Taylor Swift, and it's giving us whiplash like Jessica Simpson and Tony motherfucking Romo. They are at the top of everybody's mouth. Shit, even the people over at Baby This is Keke Palmer are talking about them. So they are definitely getting into the headlines. I'm curious if you think the relationship is real.
Oh my goodness. Well, I think let's start with, why do you think people are so curious? First of all, is he a good football player? Is he a football star?
Oh, he's one of the best. He just got a second. What is that thing that they play in the end? Super Bowl. He just got another ring.
Oh, okay. Well, no.
Oh yeah,
so
he's very
star.
popular.
Okay, so are people talking about he left this one girl to be with Taylor, or I mean, what's the controversy?
The controversy is, it's so good you asked that. The controversy is, did you waste our good sister's time? Was she a fetish to you? Because the person that you're dating is so different. You know what I mean? It's like, the old saying, once you go black, you never go back. He went back. You know, and so I think everybody is kind of wondering, for a girl that you dated to be for a girl that you dated for so many years to be, you know, a particular vibe, and for you to be going above and beyond, because that's the other thing is, you know, when the other girl was with him, she was saying he was a cheapskate. You know, he never did too much. You know, he was always kind of low key with her. And, you know, she kind of expressed that I'm not a gold digger and I'm not in this fantastical situation just because my man is in the NFL. Our relationship is super grounded, it's super chill. So she said that, right?
Right.
Then here comes Miss Swift, and he's shutting down Miss Swift. He's shutting down restaurants just for her and him to dine in. You know, he's drifting off in his, you know, Cadillac. I'm not good with cars. It could have been a Pinto, Cadillac, Escalade. I don't know what the hell the car was. But they drifted off in a ride after his show. Right. She done met his mama already. Just so many things.
I think, and I'm old school, I think this is classic case of your mom telling you, don't give the milk away for free.
Oh, interesting. So you think Miss Nicole done messed up giving him too many years?
Yeah, I do. I think this just has something to do with he grew up. He's probably on his grown man thing right now. You know what I mean?
Really? So you think, okay.
Yeah. Baby, this is Keke Palmer, yeah.
So you don't really think it has anything to do with, I mean, sure, maybe it has something to do with her being Taylor Swift in the sense of she's obviously an accomplished person. He's an accomplished person. I'm sure there's an attraction based off of their, you know, ambition. Two ambitious people saying, hey, I admire you for what you've accomplished. That's definitely, I'm sure them being who they are, you know, means something in that regard. But ultimately what you're saying is you feel like the fact that, hell, I guess it takes two to tango. He wouldn't have been able to be with her those many years and given her the bare minimum if she didn't take it.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think, again, I don't know these young people, and I wish them well. I'm just going by what my mother told me as a woman.
Of course. I think that's interesting, though.
Is that you don't need to spend all this time with a man, just being with him. After 2 or 3 years, there should be some kind of commitment going on, an engagement or some
I do
promise
think they were
ring or
engaged. I
something.
do think they were engaged, but it just, kept being
Okay.
on and off and on and off. But I love the POV that you're saying. Obviously we don't know what's going on with these two. We don't know how the two T's are going to continue to date and live on.
Right.
But I do think, as it pertains to the comparisons that people are having with the other relationships, if we can actually take it out of the celebrity world and put it into everyday life, there is something to be said about, well, hell, if you was with somebody for such and such years and they weren't giving you what you felt you deserved, then maybe you should have moved on yourself.
Exactly.
And as far as that other outside relationship concerns itself. But obviously we're speaking from little to no knowledge, just from the outside looking in. It's definitely an interesting topic. I love a good pop culture tea moment. It's very much giving no tea, no shade. On to the next topic. NSYNC is back.
Yes.
I was about to say Backstreet Boys. All right. That was the other white boy
I was about to say that, but it's bye bye bye.
Yeah, sure. You better give me with that vibrato. Are you an NSYNC fan? Did you like them back in the day? I did.
You know what? I did. I liked all those boy bands. I liked NSYNC, New Edition. Backstreet Boys.
B5, B2K.
Yeah, B2K. And then there was another one out of DC.
New Kids on the Block.
It was another Chucky Thompson's group. It was they did that. I like the way you kiss me when we're playing the kissing game.
I'm thinking of the dudes that did My Love.
Do you ever dream? They was So For Real. I think.
Yeah, that was So For Real.
I think they were out of Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow, NSYNC is back. They're getting ready. I don't know if they're getting ready to go on tour, but if they do, I want to see them for sure.
I definitely want to see them.
Yeah, I do. I mean, it'll just bring us back to all the feels, all the nostalgia, the good vibes that we grew up on. Do you think it'll be beneficial for Justin Timberlake?
I do. I honestly do because he's taking some hits. I don't know what I've been thinking.
I don't know. I feel so far away from him. Back in the day when he was giving us them cornrows, which is a crazy time to have been alive, he was definitely my boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I kind of was like, cool. What you doing? I don't know. I don't know how to reconnect to your brand. So I do think if they end up going on tour and everything like that, that's a dope move because it kind of reminds me of how I first became somebody that was interested in something that Justin had to do. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think also with NSYNC, they really had strong lead singers, So
I mean, people forget that JC was actually the lead singer. It really wasn't even JT like that. It was JC. JC was the one I was in love with. I love me some JC.
Yeah, they had some really strong. They had great music. So I'm looking forward to it. And trying to see a little moves because they were dancing. So let's see what them old legs can do,
Okay. Another good thing to get into in terms of the love that's been happening in September is Nelly and Ashanti being back together.
I love them.
Isn't that good, girl?
Yeah, I love Ashanti.
I love that for them.
Love Nelly. And, I love the fact that I saw him in the interview and they asked him and he said, yeah, we back together.
We cool again.
Y'all cool again?
We cool again. I think it surprised both of us, though. It wasn't anything that was I don't think planned. I think we both was pretty much doing what we do. But sometimes being separate, you understand one another more.
That is so cool.
It is.
I
mean, and they were together for a really long time. You know what I'm saying? It was in one of those situations where everybody thought they would get married. I mean, I don't know if it was 10 years or a little less, but I know it was more than 5.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Just the fact that I think now that's a good story, right? We were talking about romances and quote unquote, giving somebody too much time or not walking away when you should walk away. Well, what about walking away from something, letting something go, and when it comes back to you, that's how you know?
Yeah, I think that's great. I think
that's beautiful.
I think it's just, if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes you do have to step away. Like, we don't know why they stepped away, and that's their business, but
sure.
I know other people in my personal life, they stepped away and they come back. I think it's all about growing. People grow.
That's
grow, true. And sometimes you think the grass is greener on the other side, right?
Right, it's true.
And like I said, I don't know what happened with Nelly and Ashanti, But the fact
Come on,
that
Ashante.
Ashanti, she found herself, they found themselves back and they're in love and I'm all for it.
I love that as well. So obviously there's a big thing going on. I'm going deep with this. I just did a sharp right turn, honey, and then made another left. Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher apologized after writing, character witnesses letters on behalf of Danny Masterson. Now, to make things clear for you, Mom, I'm not sure all that you heard, but Danny Masterson apparently has a history of being having sexual misconduct. And it's kind of been this thing that people were maybe not as clear of, but people that knew him really were clear of. It's one of those things where, again, some people know you and they have nothing but good things to say about you, and then there's a whole other group of people that have been terrorized by you. That's kind of been the thing with this Danny thing. And now it's come to a boiling head and people are saying, hey, no, he has to pay for the crimes committed. And so what the judge did was the judge said, hey, I need character letters from everybody that's been in this person's life and spent a lot of close time with him so that I can see how deep the sentence gonna go. I mean, I guess basically saying, is this motherfucker pure evil, or is he just fucked up on the low? Or do I need to lock away and throw away the key? Has he ever done anything good for anybody?
Yeah, that's pretty typical in a
case
very
typical.
Like that.
They ask your enemies and they ask your loved ones. So they asked his loved ones, who are Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. And it's interesting because Ashton Kutcher actually was the head of a sexual misconduct kind of like group. You know what I mean? Like, so he was actually somebody that was fighting for women's rights in this particular like charity group that he had. And so when people saw him right up on there for this man, they were very much so confused. And their response was, look, we just wrote character letters. We wrote our experience with him. They asked us to write our experience with him. They didn't ask us to defend him. They didn't ask us to say we did or didn't agree with or believe the victims. They just said, hey, what was your experience with this man? Was he good to you? And that's what they try to explain. So I guess what I'm asking you is when it comes to this, because this is something that we see time and time again. I mean, even if we take it, I like to take stuff out of the celebrity form and let's take it to family. A lot of people have an uncle or a cousin or a brother that have committed heinous crimes. But as far as the people in their family, they like, well, this person is a good person. I don't know why they did this. I don't know what this is, but they helped me when I was almost getting beat up in school, and they was there for me when my mama died, and they had my back when So what do you think when you see these situations and people having such drastic experiences with some people that have done some really vile things?
Well, you know what? I think that people are duplicitous, I think people are able to be, especially actors, are capable of being all things to many different people, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't think that, and this is my opinion, I don't think Ashton Kutcher or Mila should feel badly because that was their experience with this man. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't think they wrote a letter. I don't think they wrote a letter saying, this guy is great, let him out of jail. I don't think they wrote that. I think they just said, he has some redeeming qualities. And I get it. I get we're in cancel culture. And I get that, people want to bury people and, make them go away forever.
And not only bury people, but bury the people around them. Like, it's not even just like, oh, bury Danny. It's like bury Danny and anybody that ever had anything good to say about him. You know what I mean? At any point, even if it's really true.
I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. And it could be just my faith, my Christianity. But I do believe that if you harm people, no matter who you harm, you should go to jail. So I believe in jail. Yeah. I believe in paying your debt. I believe in all that. But I also believe that redemption and judgment is for God. I do.
Come on. I can't argue with you on that. I can't argue with you on that at all.
So I think if someone is going to jail, they're going to jail. But like you said, it's not fair for people.
But I will say this. I don't know if it's because they was trying, sometimes in this society, you're trying to do everything so right that you can end up coming off fake. But girl, did you see their apology video?
We are aware of the pain that has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
We support victims. We have done this historically through our work and will continue to do so in the future.
Girl, they sounded like AIs. Hello. Yes, yes. And we know what we've done. Yes, right, yes.
Well, but you know
And
what?
I
It's like
knew
damned
that
if you do, though, right? It's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I'm sure they were
you know?
scared. I'm sure they were scared and they didn't know how to handle. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with that. It's a lot that goes on with it. All you really can do is the best you can do in the moment that you've done it, and move forward with better knowledge and try to figure out. I've found myself in similar situations. All you can do is learn and figure out, okay, wait a minute. How do I support? How do I be a best support? How do I make sure that, you know what I mean? And it's just, it's hard.
Being a celebrity, everyone is parsing your words, right? It doesn't matter what you say. There are trolls. There are people that's living on your every word.
Oh my gosh. And people, nowadays, you've got these TikTok detectives. I done went down a hole on this topic. Somebody tried to tell me that Ashton Kutcher was a murderer. And I'm like, how the hell y'all got there? It's like one story begots another. You said one wrong thing and they pulling up an interview that you did in 1992 where you said another weird thing, and now they've decided that you were the reason why the World Trade Centers were.
Yeah, and they're not only researching and finding things, but they're taking it out of context.
And the math ain't mathing.
There's a lot of manipulation and a lot of untruths. So they're taking stuff from 1993 and putting it together with 2003. And
now they've convinced themselves that you are, in fact, the devil yourself. Like, wait a minute. How do we get here?
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's very interesting. It's very crazy, but you have to just be yourself. Yeah.
You do the best you can. Nobody is perfect. All you can do is learn, figure out how to be the best you can be. And everybody's not going to get it right. But like you said, as a celebrity, everybody can get the opportunity to judge you on how you handle shit. But most people really couldn't really walk a mile in those shoes because nobody is prepared for that level of criticism. Nobody is. It's too much to handle.
That's right.
Now, speaking of criticism, people in negative situations in the press, Lizzo, she just accepted the humanitarian award at the Black Music Coalition Gala, which I was at as well. Actually,
congratulations to your award.
Thank you. I got the Social Impact Award.
That's right.
But this is another situation of what we're talking about. You have it where Lizzo is on the stage with a bunch of her dancers who she is proud of. She said in her own words, beautiful fat Black women that she gonna always keep, encouraging and representing for.
And I'm going to continue to put on and represent and create safe spaces for Black fat women because that's what the I do.
And you have about 15 of these beautiful women on stage saying, Lizzo, we're giving you this award, because the whole award show, the gala, was about people that you're close to giving you the awards. It was not about celebrities. It was about people that actually know you saying, hey, I want to tell you that you did this well. So you have these women that are saying, you did this, Lizzo. We love you. You ate it up. You're amazing. You make us feel seen. And then you have this whole other side of the same kind of women that say she has belittled them, demeaned them, wrongly fired them. I think they mentioned all types of just horrible, heinous stuff that she did to them based off of who they are, how they looked, and then working under her. Some people are saying, oh, she should be canceled. Ain't she supposed to be canceled? And then other people are saying, well, how is she even receiving this humanitarian award? And what I find so interesting is we have two people saying two vastly different things, but people are more interested in believing the negative. What makes the negative more real than the fact? Some people are saying she's good and some people saying she fucked up, why couldn't we even say that maybe both exist? Maybe sometimes she's an asshole like everybody is, and maybe a lot of times she's a great person. Like maybe she's just a normal human. Why is it that she's either 100% villainous or 100% good?
Baby, this is Keke Palmer, yeah.
I just think that negative stuff sells. I think people are more willing to believe, oh, okay, she can't be that good. Oh, I figured something was wrong. I just think that's where people go. And I also think it's where people go when they have low self-esteem and they're
Interesting.
projecting how they feel about themselves. I hate to say that, but I think that if you're online and you're reading something and it's negative or something, and you identify with that and you go, oh, see, I knew something was wrong with her, I tend to believe there's something wrong with you. Because
Right.
why do you wish such vitriol? Why are you so happy at someone else's misery? You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Now I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know what the truth is, and I think that
Mhm.
everybody has their day in court, right? You know,
Come on, they dating court.
and unfortunately, with celebrities, they're accused, and obviously, my daughter's a celebrity, so I'm paying attention to all that stuff. But they get accused, and then they're guilty. I mean, that's just it.
Yeah.
They're guilty, and then they have to work.
But I'm not trying
twice
to be
as
dramatic.
hard.
I'm not trying to be dramatic, but most definitely they're guilty if they're black women. I'm not even going. I don't mean to be like coming out here and waving that. Oh, black women is the most hated woman in America. I'm not pandering like that. But what I'm saying is it's true, right? Because you have a situation where two people have said two specific things about Lizzo. People have already decided she's done, right?
Right.
Tory Lanez was accused of. Whether you believe he shot Megan or not,
exactly,
that's not why he went to jail. He didn't go to jail because he shot Megan. He went to jail because he had a gun. And he wasn't supposed to have one, let alone shoot one. So it's like, we don't even have to bring Megan into it. We could just talk about the simple fact that he actually went to jail because we have a real issue with guns in America. He's not a citizen. He had one on him, concealed, unrightfully so. And that's who... It was the government. It was them who decided to put him in jail. But what I'm saying is that a lot of people were like, no. Why y'all believe in this? Tory don't deserve this. Tory didn't do nothing wrong. Like, free Tory. And it's like actually proven that we don't even have to talk about Megan. Let's take her out of it. But it's proven in the courts that he had a gun, a concealed weapon that he wasn't supposed to have. That's what the sentencing is about. It's about him having something on him that we know. We know that it's factual. And people are saying, hey, does that make sense what I'm saying? But then we have a situation where we have something that's up for opinions, and it's like, throw away the key, lock the bitch up, she's done for. I don't understand that.
Well, I mean, I just think it's what you said. It's just the perspective that some people have about black women, that we have an attitude, or that we're aggressive, or that we must have done something to make someone have shot at us. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what it's about. I know that, like I said, with that agent that I had with you years ago, she told me, 90% of what you're saying, Sharon, is true, but no one's going to listen because of your tone. You're going to have to change your tone. You're going to have to figure out how to say what you have to say.
And then that's the whole respectability politics that I personally have never really succumbed to. Obviously I can code switch from time to time if needed. I see it as a language thing. Hey, how can I communicate to this person the best and get my point across? But I always remain the authenticity of who I am. Having said that, I think that respectability politics lead people to believe that if they act a certain way, or if they behave and be a certain way, that they're going to get respect from people that they probably never will. And that's my issue with respectability politics is, people will now listen to me if I say it sweeter, or if I say it quieter, if I say it blah, blah, blah. No, that to me is a big difference between, in order to speak to someone that speaks Spanish, I got to learn Spanish. In order to speak to somebody that speaks French, I got to speak French. No, that's saying that if I behave and act and look a certain way, that I'm going to get certain respects that may never be for me based off of who I am, period. Not because of how I act. People are just using how I act and using any quality about me because they actually don't like me for being me. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it don't matter what I do. It's the me of it that makes you judge it so harshly.
Yeah, it makes sense. And that's why you really just have to live your life, respect yourself, and the people that aren't going to respect you, then you just cut them out of your life as best you can. There's a line that you say during the tour that you say, we all have jobs and we all have to work with people sometimes that we don't like. And that's
yeah.
true. In every job, there's a job where someone has to work with someone every day that they don't like, and they kind of, get through it. And how you get through it is you have the bigger picture, right? You have to focus on, I have to work with Alyssa, don't like Alyssa, but I got to work with her to get this job done. And you focus on the job and you focus on the bigger picture of why you're trying to work with Alyssa.
That's right.
And that's how you make it work. But when people, getting back to the whole Black woman and the stereotype of Black women, I'm also a heavy Black woman. So I get the fat Black, thing going on and the judgment and that judgment going on. And, when I was younger, I would want to turn around and go, you don't know me. You don't know anything about me. Don't judge me. But as an older, overweight Black woman, it's humorous to me. It's very funny that people want to judge me or, have these thoughts about me because I really feel sad for them.
Right. Well, because you're missing out on the opportunity of understanding and meeting a really beautiful person based off of whatever, you think you know about me. But like you said, we're all judged for different things, right?
Right.
And for me, it's not I don't feel sorry for myself. I don't feel, yeah, people don't like Black women. I don't really give a fuck. But what I do want to say is that, hey, I see this. This is a real thing. Whether it be me being Black, whether it be me being a woman, whether it be me being a millennial, whether it be me being a celebrity, whether it be me being somebody from Chicago. I mean, we could subjugate ourselves down to the itty bitty things.
Absolutely.
That we all know what comes with that. And more than anything, it's just good to kind of talk about it and say your perspective on it. But okay, Mom, I always thank you so much for being here and sharing your thoughts and your beautiful opinions on all the big stories of the month. And like I said, I really think I should call this, when we do these kinds of episodes, I should call it No Tea, No Shade. Because, this is the thing. Sometimes you just want to get into what's going on with the kids today. You don't want to hurt nobody. You don't want no drama. Right. You ain't trying to be disrespectful or cruel. We trying to see all sides, honey. I got a Mercury and Libra. I'm balanced, I promise. And it's no tea. It's no shade. It's all love. It's just conversation. And also how we can break down some of these things and apply them to real life situations. What's happening what's happening in the world and how we actually take the purest or the most simplest aspect of it and see how it affects us on a day-to-day basis. So this has been a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what stories we get into in October. And today we're going to end with one of my favorite things, where I'm going to give you all an inside look at what I've been loving recently. Here we go. The beauty product I'm obsessed with is like nothing. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not really into many beauty products. I guess I can say the beauty product that I like that my makeup artist uses on me is Too Faced Concealer. She uses it as foundation. Love it. It's amazing. Best moment of the Big Boss Tour was Chicago, the finale, that I did there. I mean, also the outfit that I wore in the city just before Chicago, which was in New York, Brooklyn, New York. Absolutely was obsessed with my look. Shout out to Sergio Hudson. The last thing that made me laugh was my son, Leo. When I say popcorn, he loves it. My current hyperfixation snack. Snack. I'm not really a crazy snack person, guys. But I do love the sriracha veggie straws. Very muy delicioso. The fashion trend that needs to stick around, no idea. But I do want to sew a wig on a hat. So I always have something to put on my head. Favorite activity to get in my fall feels is to sit up on that couch and watch TV. Honey, Love is Blind is on. I'm getting into it right after this. The app I've been spending way too much time on is the app I'm always spending way too much time on. Instagram and Twitter. It took me a second to decide which one I was going to say because they both have me in a chokehold. Anyhow, what a month September has been. Lord have mercy. Remember when Uncle Jesse used to say that? Lord have mercy. It feels good to get those thoughts out and about. Nothing like sharing your feelings and hearing some back in return. We live and we learn, just like Alanis Morissette sang. Until then, it's your girl.
Baby, this is Keke.